Hello, fellow enjoyers of the AFL. It's Matty here with another Supercoach video. And as you can see by the score this week, I've been humbled by the Supercoach gods. Not looking good at the moment. The season rank is stagnated at the top 10%. It's not going great. And I'll give you a little idea why. The main reason is that my R2 has been Marshall, right? And while it should be a good pod, and that was the idea with selecting him, it hasn't panned out. And I don't know. It is what it is. Like, it could have been English, it could have been Marshall there, could have been Cherry. But look, Marshall's such a high scorer. These 50s and 60s, they just shouldn't have happened. Another reason I'm going poorly is I don't have Yo. So that's another issue with the team at the moment. Also, Powell had a 49, no good. Does that mean we should trade him? It's probably the biggest call that you're going to make this week is, do I trade Powell? Do I trade Marshall? Do I trade Grundy to Sweet? Do I trade Zach Williams? Whatever, all right? But anyway, I'm going to go into the reason why I'm going to do the trades that I'm planning, right? So in my cash leagues, despite how bad I've been going, in a league here, right, I am the second lowest scorer in the top 9, but I still sit at number 1. And this is a cash league. So with that being the case, I think I have to start playing a bit conservatively and holding primos when maybe I shouldn't. And in this case, the primo I shouldn't be holding, and I do plan to hold, is Marshall. All right. So we're still going to get Sweet, and I'll show you how that's going to happen. So first of all, we'll trade out Williams. We'll sneak, not McKercher, we'll sneak Will Graham back there for now. And we're going to trade Powell at this stage, right? And that'll send Livingston to the forward line. Then the lads who are coming in are Sweet, and the guy who I need to jump on this week as Tom Green, right? So he, in my eyes, at his current price, he's just got to come in. It's the week, right? He's bottomed out. So we're going to bring him in, and I'm uncomfortable with trading Powell out, but at the same time, I don't think it'll be a big problem if he starts getting 90s again. His price isn't going to go up for another couple of weeks. I can still get him back in, if that's the best option, And I'm someone who's happy to trade someone back in if they deserve to be traded back in. I'm not really stubborn like that. And then, my reasoning for keeping Marshall is just, it's another primo, man. And I can't see him staying down, to be honest with you. And if he has a week off or he has a couple off weeks, you know what I mean, and the form looks a bit shaky, Sweet's there to just, I can just use him instead, right? The other trade, it's between two players I'm thinking of trading, right? Because my cash gen after this, right, is Will Graham, Closey, it gets McKercher, Wilson. It gets a little bit shaky for the cash gen, right? Hoare, Clark, or Sexton. One of those three has to go, right? And I'm thinking Hoare. Then I can swing Sexton back. There we are. I can swing Sexton back. Allows me to loop Nguyen and another forward. Well, probably can't be Garcia because of his they're playing the same game. But anyway, we'll swing back Reed, and then we're gonna get the Gold Coast lad, Roger Dodge. Is gonna come into the squad. Now, I think with him, he'll probably struggle this week against Sid. Who do they have? Actually, no, they have Brisbane. He could do all right against them. So the game, I think it was his first game, he versus Sydney, and had a bad score. But last week, he showed some real class, man. Able to pinpoint balls into the 50, get a couple goal assists. He's a classy player. He's got a bit of Toby Green vibes. If he's going to stay as a forward for them, he's got Toby Green vibes. I think his job security is super solid, and Yeah, if he gets a couple 60s, he's going to go up 100k. So we're gonna bring him in. At this stage, we're going to swap Garcia. Let's have a look. How will the team line up now? We're going to swing Sweet to the bench. And we're not going to captain Marshall. No freaking way. I'm thinking of VCing Walsh this week because it's an undermanned Collingwood midfield this week. And that's what I'm thinking. But there are other options, really, isn't there? There are other options. The other one I'm thinking is if Sexton doesn't play, then I can use him as the loop, and we can captain. So we can VC Gawn and go into Sarong. But anyway, we'll go with Walsh for now. All right, we'll see what the squads bestow upon us with Sexton, because he could play. You don't know. Maybe they have a random out, and they just need a little fill-in player. And his break even it's still -5, so he might make a little cash. Not really holding my breath, but possibly. But yeah, this is what we're going to probably line up with in the end. Humbled this season, I'll tell you that. It hasn't been easy. But look, it could just be one big score away, and with a pretty strong forward line here, not too many bad rookies on the field. With that in play, maybe I can climb up a little bit. You don't know. We're gonna chuck Kirch on as the emergency, so we can loop him with Rogers, with Rogery Dodge, and Jai Clark could be the swing there, the loop. But yeah, that's what we're thinking. Look, it's still, because I'm in a cash league, still a bit to play for. But yeah, the rank, I've just sort of admitted to myself that the rank, it's done. And that's why I'm going to keep Marshall at this point. The only time I might trade Marshall is if Jordan Sweet gets like a 120 or something. If he gets a 120 and shows that he can be a decent on-field option for a few weeks and really boost his cash up, then I might consider it. And you know what? We might as well, if that is the case, hypothetically, if Jordan Sweet does have a good game, what can we do? What can we do with the Marshall money? So we'll trade him. Price per point, Jordan Sweet. Williams out. We can still easily bring in Tom Green. So we've got 142. That could mean Powell into Hayden Young, who's the Hayden Young or Tom Stewart, because I think at this point I need to help out the defense if I'm going to be upgrading the next position, unless there's someone very glaringly obvious, and I don't really think there is. But yeah, so I look at this, right, but I still, it's not entirely comfortable for me. I'd rather just get Jake Rogers in because I need that cash gen. So look, there's the other hypothetical. If Sweet looks like he's a really obvious, 120, 130 type player, then, that's when I'll consider shipping off Marshall. But even then, Marshall's still a primo. I don't care about what the last few games have shown us. He's still a bona fide primo. So it's very unlikely that I'm going to be doing that now that I look at it again. And it would probably mean Tom Powell into someone. But if I was to do that scenario, but I don't particularly like it. Anyway, we'll go back to the trades that I will be doing. Because if I don't do it now, I might forget, and then my whole team's ruined. Because it is Thursday that I'm recording. So in a couple hours we have the showdown, which should be a great game. So, all right, what were the trades again? That Williams gone. Marty gone. And yeah, depending on the teams that get lined up or the teams that get announced, Martin Hoare, Sexton, Jai Clark, one of those is going to go for Rogers. We'll see who that's going to be. Price per point. What are we going to do? Oh yeah, there we go. So Harley Reid forward, Will Graham back. Roger Dodge, and Tommy Green. There we go. All right. So anyway, I showed that other hypothetical, which I don't really plan to do, but we'll see about it. But, jeez. Jeez, what's going on here? All right. Sweetie, welcome. Gorny, with the C. Yeah, it's making me think. Hopefully, Sexton doesn't play, so I can just VC Gorn into Sarong. That'd be nice. And yoink, and yoink, and that's basically it. That's what we've got running. So we've got a really strong forward line, at least. Even with trading out Powell, it's still pretty strong. Hopefully, McRae can do better with Libba back in the squad. Hopefully that helps him, get the outside ball a bit easier. And then hopefully that'll become a better trade than, what it's looking like early days. But anyway, we'll sneak over to draft land quickly just because the draft boys might be watching. I have a very north heavy bench right now. Oh my God. Look at that, man. Look at that. Yeah, so I'm holding on to Fisher and Comben right now as forward options just because we'll see what happens with them. Maybe one of them will find form and then, have a forward for league, for the draft, sorry. We picked up Banfield and Answorth from the waivers this week. So I'm happy with, we've given ourselves plenty of options for forwards because the forward line is a bit shaky, with Tom Powell, having that bad week. Sparrow's been a decent pickup, from the waivers. Jordan Dawson. I wish I had Jordan Dawson. Jimmy Jordan has been all right. But yeah, this week we'll go to game day. We have the Sprinkle Man. Where is he? Cheeky Sammy, right? So Cheeky Drossos. Good luck, mate. I actually really like what he's doing this year. His team, I think he's had 3 1800 scores. Butters, Dawson, Florin had a big score last week. He's got Jake the Snake Waterman, man. Shout out to him. And he'll fix up his team and make sure that he's got all these players fielded, and that projection score will be a lot larger. So anyway, shout out to him, man. Good luck this week. The week before, I versed Nick Zuds. I'm pretty sure it was Zuds. It was Zudzi, and I just beat him. And I really needed that win. But shout out to Nick Zuds, man. He's been aggressive on the trades, man. He's been really aggressive. Yeah. But anyway, I think that'll wrap us up. And wrap up my rambling about Supercoach. Yeah, so look, regardless of how you're going in the season, there's still some stuff to fight for. There's still, whether it's clawing up the rank, whether it's a couple cash leagues, or whether it's, just your mates' leagues in general. Just, keep going. We enjoy it. It makes it easier, more footy easier to watch. We enjoy watching our players score and go up and down and whatnot. But yeah, that'll be pretty much it. My season's going about as well as the new Supercoach design, which is a bit shit. But anyway, all the best for the rest of the season. I'll catch you guys on the next one.
And West Coast put it into the hot spot, into the 50. And Harley Reid! Oh my! Soaring from the heavens! If you're wondering if the hype was real, here's your proof!